In the heart of a bustling metropolis, where skyscrapers kissed the sky and honking cars filled the streets with endless noise, lived a man named Raj Malhotra. A highly successful corporate executive, Raj had spent years climbing the ladder of success, each step marked by sleepless nights, back-to-back meetings, and a relentless drive to stay ahead. While his colleagues took coffee breaks and shared laughter in the office cafeteria, Raj remained glued to his laptop, hammering out emails and finalizing reports. He lived by a simple belief: every second not spent working is a second wasted. Raj's schedule was meticulously planned, leaving no room for distraction. He was the first to arrive at the office and the last to leave, often watching the city lights flicker from his high-rise office window long after everyone else had gone home. On the outside, he was the epitome of success, well-dressed, confident, and respected. But deep inside, he was drowning. Despite his achievements, Raj never felt at peace. Anxiety clung to him like a shadow, whispering endless doubts in his ear. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I'm not enough? These questions consumed him, robbing him of sleep and turning every waking moment into a battle against time. He told himself that if he just worked a little harder, just pushed a little more, he would finally feel secure. But no matter how much he achieved, the gnawing void within him only grew deeper. One particularly exhausting evening, Raj sat alone in his office, his head resting in his hands. His mind refused to slow down, his chest felt tight, and for the first time, he felt as though he was suffocating under the weight of his own expectations. Without fully understanding why, he stood up, grabbed his coat, and stepped outside. The cool night air hit his face, momentarily breaking the trance of his thoughts. He walked aimlessly through the streets, the rhythmic hum of the city fading into the background. Eventually, his feet led him to a small park nestled between towering buildings. It was a place he had passed 1,000 times but never once noticed. Tonight, however, something felt different. As he wandered through the park, Raj's eyes landed on an elderly man sitting on a weathered wooden bench, feeding pigeons. Unlike the hurried passers-by, this man exuded an air of calm. His eyes twinkled with serenity, as if he had unlocked a secret the rest of the world had yet to discover. Raj hesitated but felt inexplicably drawn to him. Without saying a word, he sat down on the other end of the bench, letting out a deep sigh. The old man turned to him with a kind smile. "Why do you look so troubled, my friend?" Raj hesitated, then admitted, "I'm always preparing for the future, always running. But no matter how much I achieve, I never feel at peace." The old man nodded knowingly. Without a word, he handed Raj a small cup of tea. "Drink," he said simply. Confused but curious, Raj took a sip. The tea was warm and soothing. For the first time in as long as he could remember, his mind was silent. The old man watched him. "How is it?" Raj exhaled. "It's good." The old man smiled. "Tell me, while drinking it, were you thinking about your next sip, or did you simply enjoy this one?" Raj paused, realization dawning upon him. For the first time in years, he had been completely present. The old man chuckled and pointed at the pigeons fluttering about. "See them? They don't worry about tomorrow. They don't stress about where their next meal will come from. They live in the moment, and because of that, they are free." Raj watched the pigeons pecking at crumbs, seemingly unbothered by anything beyond their immediate experience. "But what if they run out of food?" Raj asked. The old man smiled. "Then they will deal with it tomorrow. But today, they are happy." Something deep within Raj shifted. It was as if a heavy burden had been lifted from his soul. That night, as he walked home, the old man's words echoed in his mind. The next day, Raj made a small change. Instead of eating lunch at his desk, he joined his colleagues in the cafeteria. For the first time, he laughed with them, feeling lighter than he had in years. He called his wife during the day, just to hear her voice. She was surprised but happy, and they ended up reminiscing about their early days together. In the evening, he stood by his office window, not to work late, but simply to watch the sunset. The sky painted itself in hues of orange and purple, a sight he had never taken the time to appreciate before. For the first time in years, he felt alive. A few days later, Raj returned to the park, hoping to thank the old man, but the bench was empty. Only a few pigeons remained, cooing softly. Then, he noticed a small note tucked under the bench. With a pounding heart, he unfolded it and read, "Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. The present is all that truly exists. Cherish it." Raj smiled, holding the note close to his heart. The future was uncertain, but for the first time, he wasn't afraid of it, because he had finally learned that happiness was never in tomorrow, it was always in now. The moral of the story: in our endless pursuit of success, we often forget to truly live. Raj spent years chasing promotions, deadlines, and achievements, believing happiness lay in the future. But the wise old man taught him a simple truth: life is happening now. Worrying about tomorrow steals the beauty of today. Just like the pigeons that trust life to provide, we must learn to embrace the present moment. Stressing over things beyond our control only fills our hearts with anxiety, while true peace comes from appreciating what we already have. Success is important, but not at the cost of joy. The key to a fulfilling life is balance, working hard, but also taking time to enjoy a cup of tea, to laugh, to love, and to simply be. Because in the end, happiness isn't found in the destination, it's found in the little moments along the way.